Welcome back here inside Matthews Arena in our second intermission, where I'm joined now by the recently named Executive Director of College Hockey Inc., Paul Kelly. And Paul, the commissioner is obviously showing a lot of faith and trust in you in this new position. Tell us what you think the major objectives are for College Hockey Inc.
Our overall objective is to raise the profile of college hockey across the continent, and there are several aspects to that. It's to help them with some new special events, to improve the existing special events, the Icebreaker, the Frozen Four, perhaps to schedule some new exhibition games and some other events that will bring more eyeballs to the sport. It's to help the various conferences with television contracts and the like. A big component of the job is to get out there and do a better job of educating and marketing the great college game to elite young players and their families. You know, we've got a great product, and we haven't been doing a particularly great job of selling it, and as a result, particularly in geographic areas that don't have a lot of college teams, we've been losing some of our elite young players to the major junior programs in Canada. And so we hope by informing these kids and their parents about the many benefits of playing college hockey that we can stem the flow of those great players.
And that has a lot to do with the fact that major juniors can reach out to kids at a much younger age than say, the college coaches can. How do you go about with that education? What have you got maybe in place here that you're working on already?
You know, that is a bit of a problem. I mean, Major Junior does not have any rules or restrictions. They can go after kids younger and younger. Of course, in the Western Hockey League, they're recruiting and drafting kids at age 14. I don't think it's particularly good for the sport, but in order for the colleges to have a shot at some of those elite players, particularly from the West Coast, we've got to get information into the hands of those kids at an earlier age. The college coaches can't do it until sometime around the junior or senior year of high school, and frankly, that's too late in our sport. So what we hope to do is to get information, to go out to events, to provide written information, to provide information through a website, to get in touch with these kids, all consistent with the NCAA rules, because we're not advocating for a specific school or for a specific conference. We're advocating for college hockey generally, and we just want these kids to know when they make a certain choice, what are the consequences.
And certainly there's a direct line to the NHL and to pro hockey from the college level. And there's probably a bit of a misperception that if you go play major juniors, it's a better path, and that's certainly not the way you feel about it, and certainly not the way the college folks feel.
Well, having spent 2 years working with NHL players as part of the NHLPA, I know that college is an equal path to the NHL. You're not choosing one over the other. College actually presents the best of both worlds. It's an opportunity to develop and possibly make it to the NHL if you're good enough, and also at the same time to get a great foundation for life, to get that education, to work towards a degree, so that when your career is over, hopefully in the NHL, or if you suffer an unfortunate injury, you've got something to fall back on. With Major Junior, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, and given the very small percentage of kids that actually make it to the NHL, that's a pretty high risk that you're going to end up without that foundation to fall back on.
Paul, thanks very much for being with us. Best of luck to you in your endeavors.
Thanks, Dan.
Paul Kelly, the Executive Director of College Hockey Inc., our guest here in the second intermission.